find an inactive account real quick.
There's one handsome piece of man candy right there.
What's that?
Oh, my picture was showing up.
Oh.
I was saying that's one sweet piece of man candy there. Any news on the car, or
it's in the shop.
is everything okay? Yeah, it's progressing as normal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm driving a rental, so.
Oh. All right, so this one's activate PSO.
Okay. Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I think somewhere we captured this. It might have been a closer look, but again, before we can complete enrollments, the credit account has to be activated and scoped with like a passcode.
Yeah, I remember whiteboarding this, but yeah, if we can record it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So credit accounts are usually in different states, so they could be active, closed, or inactive. And when they're created, they're all inactive. Okay, and it's a safeguard VMware uses, but basically nobody can access the credits until the customer goes through a process of getting an email and clicking activation and configuration.
What is this file that we're looking at right here?
This is similar to my master sheet. It's the one I get every week. It has the allocated credits on it. But this is the fastest way I could remember to find inactive accounts to give you an example in the LMS.
Okay, but it's not a different sheet. It's the same one that we used for the earlier recording.
It might have slightly different information, but it's not material.
Okay.
So basically, if I'm working my PSO account list and talking to a customer, before I can withdraw credits, the customer is going to have to activate them. So this is MyLearn, the internal admin portal of MyLearn. From here, you can plug in under. So let me back up. When you log in, it looks like this, okay? You click.
As an admin, though.
Yeah, as an admin. So
who has admin privileges then? Is it all the folks that are on the VMware account team, or is it just the sales manager?
So there's I guess a couple different types of admin. I have like the ultimate admin rights, and quite honestly, I share them with my ISRs, so they can't really do their job without them.
But when VMware sets up your account, do they set up the sales manager, and then the sales manager then goes and I mean, if I'm an ISR and you're the sales manager, how do I get that same access?
I give you my login information.
Okay, got it. That's what I was asking. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Unfortunately.
All right, so oh yeah, well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So, all right, well, so that's how you deal with getting to at least this screen. And then once you get this screen, what do?
You'll go under. You can do lots of different things, but you'll go under Finance and Accounts, and you're gonna plug in it's called a TID or the account ID number, MyLearn account ID. It's called all different kinds of things, but this is the number associated with the PSO account. They're all unique. And you would hit find.
And that's coming from the other sheet, right?
Yes, so the ISRs would get it when I assign the credits to them. They have a very similar sheet. It's almost identical.
Okay, help me out here. So you get the sheet that I just saw earlier. So you assign it?
Yeah, so if we're going through this process where I log into VPN and go to the BI tool, right? And I go through all the steps to determine what credits aren't assigned.
Yep.
Then I format and distribute to the rep. So every rep ISR is getting something like this.
Okay.
Specific to they're assigned to work. It's specific to their territory.
Right.
So then they're going through and talking to customers. They got to check the account balances in real time. So they're doing that in MyLearn in the LMS. And once they plug in the number, it's going to tell you right here that the credits haven't been activated, so they can't be used for education. Okay. It tells me the company, where they are, and the point of contact. And so, I can come up with an education plan. I can contact Dan. If I click adjust, it's going to give me his email. His phone number's there. So I can contact him. But if he's ready to pull the trigger, we have to go through some steps to activate the account.
Okay.
So I can click edit. And if I click this yellow, resend activation, it's going to fire off an email to the email I have on file, which is dan.kutch at this right here.
Yep.
And let me see if I can find one. From PSO credits at VMware.com. I just did one this week. Okay. So they'll get an email like this. It'll be to that account coordinator. It gives them their information. And right here, they have to click activate and configure.
The account coordinator does?
Yes.
Or whoever's listed there at that email address. Okay.
Now, the account coordinator can do it, but MyLearn's kind of confusing. So they could just, like this person said, here, ISR, you do it for me. I don't know what to do. So they sent it over, and I went ahead and clicked activate and configure, and I activated the account.
Okay, got it. So it's one of two paths. They can do, and I remember you telling me that before. They can do it, or we do it. And,
yeah.
And in this case, they got the email, which it always is the case, right? It always goes to some POC on their end, on the customer end, and then it's a decision point. Do I want to do it, or do I want to farm it back to you guys? So at that point, how they know that it's you?
How do they know it's me?
Yeah, how do they know to contact you to activate it?
Well, they're working with the inside sales rep, the ISR. So
okay, so they just, whoever the ISR is that they're continually working with, they just ping them and say, hey, I got this email. Can you activate this for me?
Yes. And some of the ISRs have been here, 8 and 9 years, so they know what to do. But anyone that's new will say, James, can you do this for me? And it's pretty easy. You just click the button, it'll activate it, and then it immediately asks you to scope the account as well, so you can set your passcode at that point.
Right. Okay. Can you show me that, or are we going to screw something up if we do go through that process?
I can't, because this one was already activated.
Oh, okay. So we'd really just have to wait for another one. But that goes down that process of, once you click activate, what does it do? It asks you to do what?
I can kind of show you. So let me find, who is this guy? It's the same process you would go through to scope an account. Okay, I can still do it. So click the button. So ignore all this stuff behind the curtain here. It doesn't make you go through all this. Click the button, and it takes you to here. That's the next page you see after you click it.
Okay.
And you would click, whatever they prefer. We always go with passcode because it's, it's the best to do. Just enter in your passcode twice.
And passcode specific to you?
Well, I mean, it's the customer. It's specific to this account number.
Okay, so so the ISR has a standing passcode.
Yeah, I mean, I set all the passcodes, but yeah, they're generally the same.
Okay.
Unless the customer says, no, I want it to be whatever.
Okay.
Because
But you guys aren't.
a lot of times we're just activating and immediately burning the credits, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So then, we click save, and it would be done. From there, we can go ahead and burn credits.
Okay. So it's really just getting the LMS, the workflow in the LMS to a position where you can now execute the credit.
Yeah, and we were thinking of future state having one of our support groups just go through and start talking to these people, maybe doing introductions, but getting them activated early so we can just skip a step.
Okay. So you're saying you would just get this report. What kind of recurring basis are you getting? Is it weekly?
I can pull it anytime I want by logging in, but I do receive this one every week.
Okay. So you're saying that maybe some role would have the responsibility to receive this and just initiate contact with each one of these people through the process of activating their account.
Yeah, and so I gotta work through what that looks like, but I'm thinking it could be, hi Amy, I see you have credits. The first steps in getting those used, and maybe we could tie this in. I'm just thinking to researching PSO account coordinators as well. Have this be part of the step. So if we're doing it on the front end, right, we're going to come across Amy, and Amy may say, no, it should be Donald who's in charge of these.
Yep.
So
makes sense.
So we may get into some of that, but walking them through the activation of the credits and then introducing the ISR, I think would be the optimal way to do it.
Yep. Okay. So that's that, right? That's the activation piece. Now it can fit back into the overall process flow to go to the downstream step of enrollment and taking the class and then ultimately verifying they took it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Is there anything else you wanted to show me on this one?
That's really it, man.
All right. I'm going to kill this one.
Okay.
All right. And I'll shoot you another one.
All right.